Board of Education for the Lake Mills Area School District. The mission statement of the district is preparing all of today's students for tomorrow's opportunities. I would ask for a verification of the meeting notice.
Yes, it was posted on the LMASD website, the Lake Mills Post Office, and submitted to the Lake Mills Leader.
Thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order then. I'd like to begin by having the Pledge of Allegiance, if you would please join me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if we could have the roll call, please.
Don Delaney. Here. Amy Litcher. Here. Andrew Palmer. David Radel.
Here.
Robert D'Imperio.
Here. We do have a quorum. The next item on the agenda is the approval of our agenda itself. Any adjustments, changes to the agenda? If not, I would ask for a motion approving the agenda.
I move the board approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're moving into the board reports. The first item on the agenda is the recognition of the high school's varsity girls basketball team. Mr. Considine.
Thank you. We'll have the girls stand up here. You can face the school board while we kind of talk, and coaches too. As we kind of, I was asked to give a little bit of a rundown of their season, and I think it's important that when we start their season, as they're making their way up, we kind of talk about last year. Their season ended at the state tournament last year, and it wasn't a normal state tournament. About an hour before we left for Green Bay, they were told that there could be no fans in the stands. At the state tournament, we lost that game. We had some big injuries, and there was no state championship game after. So even if we would have won, we would have been robbed by that. Our COVID world kind of hit us right after that. We didn't get to see these girls or any of our students, that was on a Thursday, ever again until July 1st. Our facilities opened up July 1st, and the first weight room session was a 6:30 session that every one of these girls were at, masked up, ready to go. Right after that, they went right to their open gyms, their contact days, and they did everything we asked the entire summer and helped our fall teams have a lot of success. Fast forward to the winter season, they got off rolling right away, and our first hiccup was in the Christmas tournament that we normally have, but we didn't have the teams this year, and we lost to La Crosse Aquinas. We went up there, and we tried to beat a team that hadn't lost at home in, was it 5 years, 7 years? And we lost that game. But we'd get our revenge on that one. And then later in the year, we lost to Marshall at home. So those were our two losses. We went undefeated in conference, won every game. We had 6 players that were all conference for the regular season, but we did not get the conference player of the year. We won our regional pretty easily. And then the next thing you know, we get sent to a sectional with the 2nd ranked, 3rd ranked, and 4th ranked teams in the state. And somehow that grouping decided that we were the 3rd ranked team of those 4 teams, which meant that we would not get a home game in sectionals. We had to drive 2 hours or 2.5 hours to Prairie du Chien for that sectional semifinal game that they won with a Viv Guerrero buzzer beater right at the end. And then our next game was against Marshall, one of our losses that we won in double overtime to get back to state. As we were planning for state, it was going to be a little bit different that year because we were going to have to play 2 games in one day. And if you would have talked to these girls in the hallways or at practice or Coach Siska or any of the coaches, they planned on playing 2 games that day. There was never a doubt. We won our first game pretty easily, and then the second game, we took care of La Crosse Aquinas. We were the only state champion this year that had beaten the 2 teams that had beat us earlier in the year and that didn't have the conference player of the year. But however, we did get 2 WBCA All-Stars with Viv Guerrero and Julian Wagner, and we did get the AP All-State Coach of the Year. As I kind of wrap up, that's kind of the season, and we're here to celebrate these girls that are champions, but these girls are leaders in our community. the varsity team had a 3.8 GPA as a whole. That's 12 girls, 3.8 GPA. These girls are leaders in our building, they're leaders in our community, and they really represented us off the court even better than they did on the court. So I just kind of like to say one more thank you. Thanks.
Well, on behalf of the entire Board of Education, it is my pleasure to make the following proclamation. Whereas the hard work, dedication, sportsmanship, talent, and exceptional team chemistry of the 2021 Lake Mills High School girls basketball team has enabled these student athletes to earn a state championship title. And whereas winning the 2021 WIAA Girls Division III State Basketball Championship brought honor to the Lake Mills area, school district, and to the city of Lake Mills on the local, state, and national level. Whereas Coach Brandon Siska and the entire coaching staff, team members, families, faculty, and student body of the Lake Mills High School were integral in guiding the team to victory through their unwavering support. Now therefore, I, Robert Imperio, President of the Board of Education of the Lake Mills Area School District, hereby recognize and heartily congregate, the Lake Mills Area High School Girls Varsity Basketball Team on its outstanding accomplishments.
Honorary member of the board.
Might already be on it.
Now, the next item on the agenda is kind of a bittersweet one. We have two members of the board. This will be the last meeting. Mr. Andrew Palmer, who unfortunately can't be here tonight because of business commitments. Mr. Palmer served in an interim basis since earlier in the school year. We sincerely appreciate his dedication and willingness to serve, and hope that at some point in the future we can personally express those views. Now, Mr. Radel, I'm not sure that we want to let you go, but apparently that's your desire, and I really want to thank you. It has been a pleasure during these last 3 years to work with you. Your perception and your experience has helped us guide through certainly a very unprecedented time. And you certainly will be missed. And I think that my colleagues and I wish you all the best. And there will always be a place here for you, so don't go too far. So, and we do have something for you.
It's in front of him.
It's in the bag.
Yep.
It's in the bag. Do I open the bag?
Sure.
These will get used and maybe lost. Oh, and some chocolate, so thank you very much.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, Bob, can I? So I just want to say something to the girls. I was not surprised one bit with what you were able to accomplish, because I was fortunate enough, as many of you know, having coached long enough at the high school and coming up near your practices to see the way that you worked and the way that you prepared. So congratulations, because that was incredible. Just absolutely incredible, but absolutely not surprising. Because when you work that way, those things happen. It's just that simple, right? You work hard enough, you can get there. So good for you. That was just awesome. Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, Dr. Delaney, we have a first reading of some policies.
This is a shorter list than some of them we had. I'll try to go through this quickly. So these are the recommendations of the policy committee. We met virtually on March 19th. One is policy 1400 on job descriptions, which is just removing a redundant statement that's covered in another policy. We also have a policy on the grievance procedure, and the recommendation is that we modify our policy and replace it with the Neola policy. Graduation requirements is a technical correction. The credits needed to graduate are currently listed as 27, which is a technical error and to be corrected to 26. And similarly, currently it reads 12 elective credits, now it's 11. Student mental health services, just a change and modification to the Neola policy for greater flexibility in providing services for students with mental health or require mental health services or needing them. The head lice policy, again, streamlining our policy by adopting the Neola policy. And lastly, the one we have listed here is on transportation. We currently have an administrative guideline, but we did not have a policy, so we're recommending adopting the Neola policy to match our guideline. That's the quick review.
Okay,
Just in case you're looking for the policies, if you go under policies, draft, and then there's a tab of past policies, that's where the entire policies, including all the changes, are noted.
thank you. Mr. Radel, some correspondence?
Yeah, we received a thank you note from the family of Ms. Brittany Hofferman, middle school teacher who had passed away in this last year, and just expressed their gratitude and how impactful her time in Lake Mills was. So it was a very nice note.
Thank you. And the student board member, Ms. Mendoza, do you have a report?
Yes, I do. So we are reaching the end of this school year with just about a quarter left. I know spring sports have just started practicing, and then a huge congratulations to all of the winter sports teams that did awesome this year. They just wrapped up the spring play, so congrats to everyone that was a part of that at the high school. And I think we're all just excited that we're reaching the end of this crazy year. I know it's been a huge struggle for a lot of us mentally and even some physically. So I think we all just want to say a huge thank you to all of the adults and all of the teachers that have helped support us during this time. And I think we're all kind of just ready to finish this year off strong. I know seniors are kind of reaching their last stretch, getting excited to graduate. So yeah, I'd just like to give a huge thank you to all of the adults and teachers for all the support this year.
Thank you. Administrative reports, Ms. Brockert, Director of Business Services.
Thank you. I just want to highlight a couple things. One is that Tanya Olson and I wrote a grant to the United Way asking for some additional funding for our Family Connections Fund, which is funds we use to help support our students financially. And we received an $875 grant from them which was nice. The other thing is parents, stay tuned. We are going to send out some information. We plan to continue our food service program through June 30th, which is through the Summer Seamless Option program from the federal government. And we're going to work it with summer school, and we're working on sending out information to parents so they understand how we'll be providing meals. But we're very happy that our food service program is willing to continue to do this through June. It'll be through June 30th.
Thank you. Dr. Olson?
All right, we are excited tonight to introduce Erin Siegel as our new elementary principal. Erin, I don't know if you want to stand up and so everybody can see who you are. We're very fortunate. Erin lives right here in Lake Mills with her husband and 2 sons. Her 2 sons attend Lake Mills Elementary School. So Erin is coming to us from the Waupun Area School District, where she's worked since 2016, and prior to that, worked for the Clinton School District. So coming to our district to bring a lot of nice experience. We're really excited for her to start at the elementary. And as a reminder, this allows Amanda Thompson to take on the role of Director of Teaching and Learning, which will also move the Lake Mills Area School District even further. So welcome, Erin. I know you'll be around here later to greet others who would like to get to know Erin even more so. So Erin will be starting her duties on July 1st. Secondly, I'd like to introduce our 2 new board members who I believe are here in attendance. First of all, though, I also want to thank Dave for his years of service. I think, without a doubt, this was the hardest year to be a school board member. It kind of felt like it didn't matter what decision you make, there's going to be 50% of the people mad at you and 50% happy with you, and that flip-flopped on any given moment. But Dave, I want to just say that I really admired your conviction throughout the fall when we had to make some very hard choices that weren't popular with everybody, and you really stood by the decisions you made, and I so appreciated that as a superintendent, as I did with all of the school board members. So thank you very much for your service, and I've enjoyed working with you this school year. So with that, we do congratulate, I see Ken Eimers in the audience. So Ken, I don't know if you want to stand. He'll be taking his duties as new school board member on April 26th when we have our reorganizational meeting. And also Brianna Beslick. And then Brianna's back there. So welcome aboard. We are so excited, number one, to have people in the community that want to run for the school board. Like I said, it's not the easiest time to be a school board member, so we just appreciate the support that we have here in the Lake Mills community. And finally, we are starting our strategic planning sessions this Friday and Saturday. We are so excited. Just even within the last week, I know we were flooded with quite a few more responses of people that wanted to be part of this process. So we have a really nicely rounded out team represented by community members, family members, teachers, support staff, and so on. So I'm really excited to launch on this strategic planning process that'll set our goals for the next 4 to 5 years in the district. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. The next would be community input. Do we have anyone signed up to speak this evening?
I don't believe we had anybody signed up for
Okay, thank
community
you.
comment.
So the next item on the agenda would be the approval of the consent agenda, which consists of the March 8th regular meeting minutes, the March 8th Finance Committee proceedings, the March 19th Policy Committee proceedings, the approval of vouchers and invoices, the approval of Treasurer's report, approval of personnel report, and so I would ask, are there any items that a board member would wish to discuss separately? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for the approval of the consent agenda.
I move the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions, comments? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Dawn Delaney.
Aye.
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye. Consent agenda is approved unanimously. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the elementary principal contract. So I'd entertain a motion for that approval.
I move the board approve the administrative contract of Ms. Erin Seitschlag as an elementary principal for the 2021-2022 school year and welcome her to the Lake Mills Area School District.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions, comments on the motion? Hearing none, may we please have a roll call vote?
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye. Welcome again. Approval of the district's health insurance carrier for the 2021-22 school year. We had a discussion in the Finance Committee meeting previously, so I would entertain a motion for the approval of the contract.
I move the board approve Dean Health Care Plan for employee health insurance coverage for the 2021-2022 school year.
And I guess I will second that motion. Questions or comments? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
David Radel.
Abstain.
Don Delaney.
Abstain.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of the district dental insurance carrier for the 2021-22 school year.
Bob, just wait.
You need the third member. I think you might have to table these for next week, for the next meeting. Because we abstained, we only have
2 votes.
2 votes.
We were debating that because we thought that with the majority of the board members present, that we didn't need a majority of the full board. So we thought we'd be okay with that vote.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. We can move forward to the next item. Approval of the dental insurance carrier for the 2021-22 school year.
I move the board approve Delta Dental plans for employee dental insurance coverage for the 2021-2022 school year.
And I will second that motion. And questions? And we'll have a roll call vote, please.
David Radel.
Abstain?
Don Delaney.
Abstain.
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye. Motion carries. The next item is the approval of the district life and disability insurance carrier for the 2021-22 school year.
I move the board approve Reliance Standard Life Insurance Company for employee life and disability insurance coverage for the 2021-2022 school year.
And I'll second that motion and ask for any questions or comments. Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Don Delaney.
Abstain.
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
David Radel.
Abstain?
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the 4K site agreement with the Lake Mills United Methodist Church. And I would ask for a motion to approve this. This is a site that the district has been utilizing for 4K for a number of years.
I move the board approve the 4K site agreement with the Lake Mills United Methodist Church for the 2021-22 school year.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, may we please have a roll call vote?
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
David Radel.
Aye.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is approval of gifts. Each month, the district is the beneficiary of the generosity of the community, so I would ask for a motion to accept.
I move the board accept the following gifts and thank the generous donors for their continued support of the students and programs of the Lake Mills Area School District. Gently used items to the elementary school from Rock Lake Nutrition's fundraiser valued at over $100. Custard from Culvers of Lake Mills donated to the Varsity girls basketball team valued at over $100. A $200 donation to the elementary school garden from Vicki Kaufman and David Peterson. A coach bus to the state tournament in lacrosse for the Varsity boys basketball team
from the Lake Mills Market valued at $1,340.72. The following donations to the varsity girls basketball team from Fiberdome: 24 state sweatshirts valued at $800, a coach bus to the sectional semifinal game in Prairie du Chien valued at $1,024.87, and a coach bus to the state tournament in Oshkosh valued at $1,256.50.
Second.
Moved and seconded. And again, we're very thankful for the support of our community. May I have a roll call vote, please?
David Radel.
Aye.
Don Delaney.
Aye.
Amy Litcher.
Aye.
Robert D'Imperio.
Aye. Motion carries. Upcoming board agenda items. Thoughts?
Great. We have our first meeting with the new board on April 26th. That is our reorganizational meeting. We are still looking at setting a time that is probably a 20 to 30-minute meeting. Megan and I will work with the board members, but we're hoping to start that a little earlier, like perhaps at 6 o'clock with that one. And then on the regular board meeting in May, we're looking at the first reading of the employee handbook and the high school student and co-curricular handbooks. We will be finally recognizing our district staff with their years of services and retirements from the previous year. Due to COVID, we didn't really want to have large gatherings in the board room. We feel now by the May board meeting, and with moving the board meetings here to this location, it provides us more space than what we have at the high school LMC. We'll have our recognition of our student representative. And then we'll be updating you on our summer school, what's happening with summer school. We've had already quite a great sign up for students already. And then Amanda will also be updating you on the summer curriculum work. We have a lot of, or she has a lot of plans, a lot of things going on already in her new position. And then we'll just be approving our typical things, the second reading of the policies, professional staff contracts, support staff letters of assignment, co-curricular letters of assignment, our summer school contracts, and our student dues and fees, and then all the CISA 2 contracts.
Wow, it'll be a long meeting. I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
And don't forget, cake and cookies downstairs.